Look at that. Gabby's sitting here on your lap. Siete's over there looking at the neighbor that was just running a chainsaw. He's saying, seriously, I'm here trying to relax. It's a beautiful evening and you're going to fucking start up a chainsaw. But he finished it quick.
Very
Leaf
quick.
blower guy. And Siete's still questioning whether it's going to start up again. Look at that. Martin Luther King's dream. Gabby and Siete. Siete? Normally at least answers me, but he's just staring at me.
He smiled. He did that half that. Trevor Noah talked about that. You know, people, 'cause we've all been in masks. So now everybody's like mastered the fake smile with the eyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The smiling eyes.
I thought that was great.
I think there's a video about it. The
everybody,
smiling eyes.
What do they talk about?
Wow.
I won't say 'cause that'll be.
Well, all I'm looking at is I was taking the recycling out today, and why did this happen? Because there were a couple boxes on top, and I said, it's fine, and I put something in there, and I said, they can just pick that box up. They don't even need to pick up the tub. Just throw the shit in there. And then I thought, I swear I had cigarette packs, because Natural American Spirit cigarette packs. Look at that. This is all, it's all recyclable stuff.
So
Cellophane.
They're like responsible?
They're very responsible.
No.
And I only have half the cancer I expected to by now.
And we're responsible adults.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. Cellophane, you don't recycle it. That's crap. But then, so I realized that I had all those under the box, and I took it out to put all my empty cigarette cartons into that box. That way it's just pitch it in, And I see newspaper under there and stuff, and it's all falling apart. I'm like, there's more in here than I expected. I mean, how far am I going to go with this? Am I going to sell the old wood in the house for barn wood, and we have no place to stay? You can really get going on these things. But look at that. Out of all this falls the cartoons. Oh, baby, look at that. The Sunday Funnies, the Detroit Free Press. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't even know we got the Detroit Free Press. It's a Detroit Free Press. Oh. Well, how did this show up in our trash? We don't read the news. We just believe everything that our neighbors tell us.
Right.
That's why we've only had the COVID 3 times, because they keep saying there's no real thing. And
we keep trying to follow the rules.
But there's a Detroit Free Press, and it's the Sunday Funnies. Here I'm trying to read the Sunday Funnies, and we got a chainsaw.
In all fairness, I don't think it's the chainsaw. I think it's the weed whacker.
No. I can see the chainsaw.
No, it is a chainsaw.
It's all right. It's no problem at all. I need to get a chainsaw. I might have to show my ID to get it, but I need to get a chainsaw. So
well, maybe one of your viewers has a great chainsaw.
I'll trade you a motorcycle for
barter system.
Look at that. Oh.
We should do the barter system.
I'll trade you a motorcycle for a...
Right? Is that like
yeah.
useless, right?
We need to go back to pigs. I mean, not only do we eat pigs, pigs eat people.
They eat everything.
We could have the whole yard full of pigs. throw one over every once in a while. Or we'd have to get a catapult for one to be big enough to hurt him. But yeah, I saw the Sunday funnies in here, and I looked and I said, Beetle Bailey. It just screamed out, and I said, oh, how can somebody throw Beetle Bailey away without letting me read it first? I'm convinced Mort Walker, who writes Beetle Bailey, was in the military, because everything of this is true. He also writes High and Lois. Lois. I think High and Lois. The family one. He did quite well for himself, I'm thinking. But, so I pulled Beetle Bailey out here. And there's Sarge. And he's looking, he's saying, I wish I could figure out why the guys like Beetle so much. It's a thought bubble. There's Beetle over there going, hey, and this guy going, hey, Beetle. And he says next, is it because he smiles so much, even when I yell at him? And Sarge is losing his mind. You can almost see the veins on his cartoon head. They're stars and spirals and hashtags coming out of his mouth. And Beetle's just sitting there grinning. You know, that's all I ever wanted, was somebody to say something to me so I can just look at him. Because you can't get in trouble with HR when they give you shit. And you just look at them and you say, are you that stupid? They can't say anything to HR for that. And that's what Beetle's doing to Sarge. I learned that in the Army. It's so much fun because you can speak so many more words with a look. And he says, I think everyone admires the way he keeps goofing off and getting away with it. He's sleeping under a tree and everybody's giggling and pointing. There goes Beetle again. I was always screwing off. He's just one of the guys, always in the middle of them. Look at him. The only thing you don't see in the picture of this whole homogeneous human relation is the beer. There's no beer in anybody's hand, but they're all, look at that damn Zero, whatever the hell his name is. I don't remember his name. They're all there. Not at all. And then he says, always laughing, kidding around, full of jokes. And there's a picture of Beetle going, ha 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 ha. And at the end it says, but the guys like him most because he gives me a hard time. Oh, how do you get to the lower people? You attack the higher people. It's so simple. You can just sit there and have one person that you think of that's higher than everybody and have them saying things, and you just attack these other people, these higher people. You're low, you don't think about what's right and wrong really because you trust somebody, and there's your first mistake. You trust somebody that makes a lot more money than you, you might be getting swindled. But there was Beetle Bailey, and I saw a shadow pass over me.
I didn't even
or
know
under
I
me.
still meet him. That's great.
Well, he's writing it with his son Greg. I guess it's his son Greg. It says Greg and Mort Walker. So he must be writing it with his kid. He probably put his kid into the military just so he'd have new material.
Send him to boarding school.
Yeah, get out there.
Boarding school.
Go out there. What have you got?
Not a bad idea.
And see Mort himself. I've never seen him ask, why does everybody like Beetle? But there, the kid comes in as Mort Walker's son, who himself was probably Beetle or Judas, or a combination. Trained that kid to screw with military. Trained him to do that. Raised him the way he saw it.
This is so natural for you.
But I think of Sarge. Sarge there, that's Command Sergeant Major Richard Knox. He was my NCOIC, non-commissioned officer in charge, when I was, when he was just a master sergeant. He just hated me. He just, one day he said, PV2 Katassin, or Elder Quest, or whatever your name is. I went through an old alias.
They're getting way too many clues for these contests.
I can't figure out why nobody's found my mugshot yet.
Well, there's so many clues.
Go into Nolo Contandre. All you have to do is go to Nolo Contandre. It's a contest video. It's Latin for no contest. I got to use that on somebody today. I said, you know what? I said, always changing the way I do things. I'm about to start fucking speaking Latin to this guy, see how he likes that. And this woman's like, what? I said, step pro ration voluntas. I said, let my will stand for a reason. I said, see how smart he thinks he is then. Because what that is part of my philosophy. It's like nothing without a reason. It translates roughly to let my will stand for a reason. But step pro ration voluntas, as you were saying, baby?
I just thought you were going to say, let my people go.
Let my people go.
It's like, no, Judas, what's happening?
Nobody here gets alive.
Oh, something just fell. I saw something fall.
Probably her uterus.
She's
so excited.
She's very excited.
Anyway, yeah. So the thing is, Sergeant Major Knox, Command Sergeant Major Knox, when I ran into him in Iraq after he hadn't been my guy for the longest time and he thought he was free of Beetle, I show up, I'm like, hey, he's like, he fucking hated me still. He'd been to the top of what it is.
My sister!
Get your hand, don't touch my sister. And it just, there was one time when we were having an inspection and I put up a Beetle Bailey, the Beetle Bailey cartoon that I saw that time that I put on my wall locker, which nobody said anything about, but I'm sure they all read, was Beetle just laying next to a tree. No, it was one with Sarge. He's laying next to a tree. And he looks and he sees something, and the next frame it shows Sarge is walking that direction. And so then it shows Beetle get up and he starts stomping the ground. He's going, he's really angry. And Sarge next walks by and doesn't even look at him, says, keep up the good work, Beetle, and keeps going. And then next, Beetle sits down against the tree and says, that's all you got to do in the army is look angry and they'll think you're busy or something. That's not the one that I had up. That was a favorite of mine. But it really is indicative of how to get by in the military and suck a lot of ass. And you're ugly and suck dogs' assholes. That's one of my favorite folky
I thought you were going to
Spanish.
Jorge.
No.
Oh. The classics.
Yeah.
Immediately thought you were going to
You're going to have to look up all the classics. I think I deleted that playlist somehow. I think so. When his moon's in your eye like a big pizza pie, it's 'cause he's Jorge. Jorge, the Mexican lover. I want you to lick my asshole.